Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Monday, April the 25th. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network, as we are on again tonight to talk Canucks, as we're saying that there's a chance. The Vancouver Canucks will chat about them as because of a buzzer beater from the San Jose Sharks that led to a 5-4 shootout win over the Vegas Golden Knights. The Vancouver Canucks still have a chance getting into the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll chat about that tonight and all of that. So join us for that. Uh, Maybe we'll just start there. The scenarios as we head into the final few days of the regular season with the Western Conference. Of course, we know that Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis have clinched Calgary, and Edmonton have all clinched playoff spots. As far as uh, that, what's remaining is three other spots, and Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, Vegas, and technically Vancouver are still in there. Los Angeles, of course, is third in the Pacific. They've won four in a row with 96 points. Nashville, who lost to Minnesota yesterday in a shootout, is currently 1 point ahead of the Dallas Stars for that first wild card spot. The big game tomorrow comes down to Vegas and Dallas. If Vegas beats Dallas in overtime and Vancouver can run the table, which means beating all of their games, beating the Kraken on tomorrow in their flying skate jerseys, it looks like, as well as we look like Los Angeles and Edmonton, then there is a possibility. But of course, it's a long, long ways away for that, but that is the possibility there. And so Vegas, of course, is currently 3 points behind Dallas with 3 games to go. Dallas wins that in regulation. They've clinched that playoff spot there. So the Kings have basically clinched a tie for third at this particular point. So if they win their next game, they get a point in their next game. That should wrap up and officially set up that Los Angeles King Edmonton Oiler matchup. I guess the only question would be home ice advantage. In the East, of course, with the playoff, the 8 have been set for a while, but we still are looking at here. Carolina plays the Rangers tomorrow, and if they win that one, that should wrap up the Metropolitan. So it looks like it'll either be Pittsburgh or Washington against the New York Rangers, or Boston and Tampa versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then the Carolina and Florida. Florida, the number 1 seed, Carolina, the number 2 seed, will play the 2 wild card spots. So still a few things to play for in the final parts of the Eastern final few days of the regular season here. Playoffs are set to start next Tuesday. We'll touch on the 3 stars as well of the week. First star is Steven Stamkos from the Tampa Bay Lightning. He had 13 points in 4 games, 3 points in each of his appearances. A 12th career first 3 assist performance. Of course, in a 4-3 loss against the Detroit Red Wings. And so he is the number 1 star. He had a 14th 4-point game, of course, yesterday in an 8-4 win against the Florida Panthers as well yesterday. So that Steven Stamkos is the number 1 star. Kevin Fiala is the number 2 star. He had 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points, 2 game-winning goals as he got the winning goal against the Vancouver Canucks, and then also he had a 2-point game and a 2-0 victory over the Montreal Canadiens. He also had a franchise record 5 assists and a 6-3 win versus the Seattle Kraken on April 22nd, and a 2-point game against in a 5-4 overtime victory over the Nashville Predators yesterday. So Kevin Fiala, the number 2 star, and Jonathan Quick of the Los Angeles Kings was the 3rd star. 63 of 67 shots were stopped by Quick. 3-0, 1.33 goals against average, 940 save percentage, as Jonathan Quick has had a great week. Has stopped 15 shots in a 4-1 win over Chicago on the 21st. 19 saves over on Saturday with a 4-2 win over the Ducks. Here, he is 22-13-9 with a 2.58 goals against average and a 909 save percentage with 2 shutouts this season. Yesterday, though, so those are the 3 stars. Steven Stamkos, number 1, Kevin Fiala, number 2, Jonathan Quick, number 3. Now, of course, yesterday was a pretty emotional day on 2 levels. First, in Montreal, their first home game since the passing of Guy Lafleur. And, of course, he was instrumental, a great legend, dynamic player, and they had a 10-minute standing ovation. Just a tremendous job by Michel Lacroix, the in-game announcer. They took away all the sponsors and just was only Guy Lafleur's name on in the signature. Just a special night in Montreal. And Ryan Getzlaf had a great night. His final game of his career as the Anaheim Ducks and the St. Louis Blues. There actually was his final. Let's check that. The Ducks are still have a few games to go here. They have 2 games on the run, but his final home game for Ryan Getzlaf, he had his final assists there on a goal to Adam Henrique. Of course, Getzlaf was an outstanding member of the Anaheim Ducks. He had a special night there as well, as he is retiring at the end of the season. So yesterday was a pretty emotional day in terms of that, with Ryan Getzlaf and Guy Lafleur. Special night there for both. Of course, the Canadians do a wonderful job honoring their legends. The legends like Guy Lafleur, they no one better than that. And of course, Getzlaf going into his retirement, all the best there. Former Calgary Hitman Ryan Getzlaf. There is just one game in the National Hockey League today, and so it doesn't involve 2 playoff teams. It's the Philadelphia Flyers, who have been eliminated, taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. It's really just a matter for them just getting themselves onto the regular season. The Flyers have 3 games left at 61 points. The Blackhawks have 63 points. They have 3 games left. They've lost 2 in a row. So both of them setting themselves up for the draft lottery on May 10th. As the Canucks, of course, they're back in action tomorrow against the Seattle Kraken, as we've mentioned there. So coming off that 6-3 loss to the Flames, they've lost 3 in a row. Basically, here the lines: Miller, Garland, Chason, Pedersen, Podkolzin, and Besser, Richardson, Ditkins, and Highmore, Lamico with Dries and Patan and Lockwood. Defensively, OEL and Myers, Hughes and Shen, Hunt and Burrows with Travis Dermott. There was no Demko, no Halak. Spencer Martin and Dave Zarn were the 2 goalies at practice there. And they were wearing black skate helmets and pant shells for practice today. And so quite possibly we could see, it looks like we're going to see a black skate game between the Canucks and Kraken. Flames are traveling to Nashville. They're starting that road trip to Nashville, Minnesota, and Winnipeg to start off the weekend. Their week as they prepare to face whoever they're facing in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs there. WHL, of course, the playoffs will continue tonight. The Spokane Chiefs take on the Kamloops Blazers. The Blazers lead that series 2-0. They won game 1 on Friday night to nothing. They won game 2 yesterday or on Saturday as well, as they scored 13 straight goals before the Chiefs scored 1, their first. Blazers are up 2-0. Logan Stankoven had a 5-point game in this series. They won 6-2 on Saturday. More games will be starting tomorrow, as there'll be 6 games. Well, we'll touch on those tomorrow, but the Blazers and the Chiefs play tonight. There was an event in Spokane, so 3 home games in Kamloops, 3 home games scheduled in Spokane, so it's 3-3-1. Game 7, if it's necessary, will be in Kamloops. Players of the week, of course, Kevin Krasinski. for the Seattle Thunderbirds as the player of the week. He had 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points in 2 games. As the Seattle Thunderbirds lead the Kelowna Rockets 2-0, 6 points in 2 games for Kevin Krasinski. Sebastian Cossa of the Edmonton Oil Kings, .980 save percentage with a 0.50 goals against average as the Oil Kings lead the Lethbridge Hurricanes 2-0. BCL, we have our conference finals here. Penticton Vees will be taking on the West Kelowna, and we've got the Langley Rivermen taking on the Nanaimo Clippers, and those series will start on Friday in Nanaimo and Penticton, respectively. So those are those 2 series there, as well as Penticton Vees taking on the West Kelowna Warriors. Just back to the NHL, a couple of other injury notes, some injury news here. Alex Ovechkin was listed day-to-day. He had an upper body injury. He left yesterday's game, so he's listed as day-to-day. In terms of any other injury news here, Antti Ranta left the Hurricanes' victory yesterday. I think he will be out with an injury for a while as well. So it looks like Brady Anderson's missed 4 games. Antti Ranta left yesterday with a lower body injury. Alex Leon, who's with Chicago, the American Hockey League, is also out with an injury. So it's Peter Korchetov, Jack LaFontaine, and Dylan Wells as healthy options with the final 2 games before the Stanley Cup playoffs. Rod Brindamore says that they don't know how bad it is for Rantas. They're hoping it's not too serious. They'll know. Darnell Nurse will be out at least 1 more game because of a lower body injury. He missed the 5-2 loss yesterday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Jay Woodcraft said they don't think it's anything major. And Jesse Pujärvi did not make the trip. It ends. They will play Pittsburgh tomorrow and then close out the season against the Vancouver Canucks. So those are the injury news. And one more note here, just back to the NHL. The Toronto Maple Leafs have signed Hobie Baker winner goaltender, Dryden McLean to a 2-year AHL contract. He's ineligible to play for the Maple Leafs or Toronto this season. He's accepted a 6-month suspension for an anti-doping violation on April 14th. He will be eligible to enter the organization's facilities August 25th and play next season. McKay is undrafted, won the Hobie Baker Award, 38-5-0, 1.31 goals against average, 9.317 save percentage, and 10 shutouts in 43 games with Minnesota State. They lost 5-1 to Denver, the NCAA champions. So that's the news. Reminder again, we're on tonight talking Vancouver Canucks and the rest of the league. We'll talk about the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll talk about Guy Lafleur, all of that. Follow us on Twitter individually. Sean Beardy Canuck 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Christian Schneidza CHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhow 09. I am KVULE. Shifts and Pucks, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.